Hey guys, happy Monday morning. So it's like 12 o'clock. I just, did all my morning stuff, and now I am baking and I'm making morning glory muffins. And let me tell you, so there's like grated carrot and grated apple in there, and you want to grate it by hand. So my arm feels it's gonna fall off because I was grating like this huge carrot, right? So it's really thick and like, oh my God, you need 2 cups of it. So my arm's gonna fall off. And then I had to grate a Granny Smith apple. That was a little bit easier, but my arm's killing me. I just baked the first batch. So it makes about like 15 to 16. So I'm just letting those cool before I try to shoot them in the dark house. Now, the other thing that I'm stressed out about is today, while I was listening to podcasts in the morning and like eating breakfast, doing emails, all of a sudden, I actually tried to open up the browser that I have saved for this YouTube channel. So it's like I don't have to sign out of my normal one to get onto this one. And I tried to open it up, and all of a sudden it was like the rainbow like loading circle that you see on Macs. And I was like, oh, that's weird. So I just let it like do that thing for a little bit, and then I'm like, still didn't load. So then I try to like, I think like control, I don't know, some little thing that I like remember from like PCs. And all of a sudden it like black screened. And I'm like, oh my God. My laptop is literally 1 year old. It's like the M1 chip Mac Pro laptop that's like 16 inches. It was like $4,000 and a black screen. I'm like, oh my God. So obviously I can't do anything. I can pull up like, and there's no power button on Macs, but apparently it's like the fingerprint sensor. So I clicked that and I held that for 10 seconds, but I had to like use my phone to like figure out what to do. And I turned it off, and then I turned it back on, and everything seems to be okay. And I'm assuming it may have been, I think I updated, so I use the Brave browser because it's all like privacy focused. It's good to like block ads and stuff. And I had updated, I believe, yesterday. So I think maybe from like switching, there might be like a glitch in the update. So usually when something like that happens, whenever there's an update for that browser, there's usually another one that comes like right after because they find the bugs. So I'm assuming that's what happened, but I'm like, oh my God, like there should not be anything wrong with this one. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen again. Otherwise I'm literally going to freak out. But yeah, so fingers crossed. Now, so those are cooling a little bit, and then I'm gonna try to pop them out and shoot. And I still have another, so I'm thinking this week, I'm usually just like updating a post. I'm not working on any new content because I just published a new recipe yesterday. So usually I do like every other week now, and I may update like some old like carrot cake kind of Eastery posts. But I do have another recipe on the docket that I want to try working on this week. So maybe tomorrow. But yeah, so I'm gonna try to shoot these, get a few shots. I don't know, and of course I don't tether my camera to my computer, which I probably should, although I don't have like Photoshop or anything. So I don't know if it works necessarily. I'm just gonna hope that they're not too dark and then I can just fix them. But yeah, so let's see how that goes. Hey guys, happy Tuesday. So I didn't film, it's like 2 o'clock already. I worked on another recipe though, so I have 2 done. And honestly, when I have like a stretch of like good recipes that work and everything works out fine, you know, I don't have to like redo it, it's not a mess, you know, it works. That is such a stress relief. Like I feel so good now, and it's very calming to like just know that I have 2 nice, awesome recipes. New shot, I believe pretty decent because I think I modified with my reflector, my silver reflector, and seems to be working a little bit better, so I'm hoping. But those are fun and I like them and they both came out great. So now I can just start editing photos. I think I'll probably do that. I'm just gonna skip doing any writing or updates or any new posts or anything this week and just focus on, I got the recipe development done for 2 days and now I'm just gonna edit some photos and then I'll just have that like ready to go. So not sure like what I want to post for like Easter because I want to do something a little like a sweeter recipe, and I have 2 that would be good, but when is Easter? I don't even know. Like it's the middle of March now. It's March 14th today, so it's Pi Day. Yeah, besides that, I wanted to recap my weekend. So I went to because St. Patrick's Day is on Friday, and I went to the Delray's like little downtown St. Patrick's Day parade. And it's so funny because I'm used to being in the parades because as a dancer and a spoiler, my entire life growing up, I was always in like the Memorial Day parades, like 4th of July, the Christmas parades, everything. But it was funny being like a spectator. And obviously like it was pretty short. There weren't like a lot of participants, but it was cute and I liked it. It was packed downtown, like literally everyone in the entire city was there. And from other like, you know, the other local towns and stuff nearby, and people were just like openly drinking like as we were standing there because all the bars and restaurants are all on that strip. And then after the parade went, there was so much like police presence, so I don't know, but it was very like, I mean it's good, everyone should be safe, but maybe because, you know, it's Florida, open carry laws, and just the amount of drinking and alcohol. But there was also then afterwards, they had like a festival until like 7 o'clock at night. And that was at Old School Square. And they had different like food vendors, like, you know, jumping things like kids, face painting, all that kind of stuff. And more alcohol. And it's funny because like if you bought alcohol in this like gated off section of the festival, and they also had music playing on the amphitheater. I forgot that, but we didn't really stay for that. But you weren't allowed to leave if you had alcohol, but everyone outside of the gates were drinking. It was very strange. But after that, then I went to Banana Boat. It's a restaurant in Boynton, and it's right next to 2 Georges. So those 2 restaurants are like right next to each other on the water. Really famous. And I got like their famous chopped salad without any feta cheese, the lemon vinegar on the side, and then I got grilled salmon on top, and it was actually decent. I liked it, so I seem to be okay. And then we went to Ocean Ridge Park. So it's one of the, you have to pay to park there. So it's like a smaller beach, but it was nice. It was the evening. It got kind of cold though, because it was pretty breezy. And they're still though, I'm assuming they're all northerners because they're all like in the water, and it's like 5, 6 o'clock. And it was like 6 o'clock at that time, and it was cold because of the breeze. I have no idea how they're in the water. But yeah, that was fun. It was a great weekend. And then on Sunday, the clocks changed, so we lose an hour. I don't even know what I did. I think I just got a little bit of work done. And then I went over to like a friend's house. He was having a little like birthday thing. So I just drove over there at night just for like a few minutes just to say hello. And then I came back. So yeah, that was my weekend. I don't know what I'm doing tomorrow or the rest of the week. Like everything now is just kind of in the air. Obviously normal errands. I hope to get to the beach one day. I think Friday should be the warmest. It's actually getting like a little bit, like the upper 70s, so like a little bit cooler because there's like a slight breeze. But yeah, so I will keep you updated on the rest of my week. But for now, I will see you guys probably tomorrow. Hey guys, so it's Wednesday. I didn't film anything this morning. I went grocery shopping, of course. And it's a little bit cooler and rainy today, so we're gonna go to the movies tonight. And we're gonna see the Everything Everywhere All at Once. So the Oscars were just on Sunday, so it just won like the best picture or whatever. I didn't realize it's like 2 hours and 15 minutes, I think it says, but there's a showtime at like 6:10, so I think that'll be okay. We're gonna go to the theater down in Boca. It's about halfway between us, so that should be good. We're both kind of tired anyway, so it'll just be something pretty light, and because it's kind of cold. So I have a sweatshirt on. I just have like my favorite, muscle tee, and then I have leggings on. So I'm assuming theaters are gonna be freezing, right? So I know I'm gonna be cold no matter what, because it's already cold today. So hopefully this is okay what I'm wearing. I don't know. And then I just have to worry about driving home afterwards, but I think it'll be before 9, so I think it should be okay. But yeah, I haven't seen a movie in so long. Like I normally don't watch movies, and then I definitely haven't been to a theater in like a very, very, very long time. Years, because definitely, I don't know, maybe like, honestly, no, I really have no idea. So that should be okay. Interesting. So I have a bunch of food that I did so much cooking today, so I'm trying to like bring that so we can try it. And I don't know how to carry everything. One of the things I can't bring because it has to be heated. And then I'm like, are movie theaters so weird about like, can I bring my own water? Or like, do I have to buy it? I don't know. Like, I'm not used to this. And a lot of theaters are all like fancy. They're all like restaurant, whatever style. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm going to be so like out of place, but yeah, hopefully I can like smuggle in my own water without getting in trouble. I always remember when I was younger, like my mom, we would like pop our own popcorn, we would bring our own candy and stuff, get like dollar store candy and like put it in our purse and bring it in, because obviously like so much cheaper. But yeah, let me know what you guys do. Yeah, so I will check in with you guys. Probably it's gonna be way too late tonight, so I will check in with you tomorrow, Thursday. I think I'll probably just do some work and get some stuff done. And then Friday, it should be a little bit warmer, about like 79. So it actually might be a perfect temperature to go to the beach because it's not too hot. And then there should be a breeze. But then Sunday looks like it's in the upper 80s, but it shows like clouds. So, but you never know. In Florida, you never know what the weather's gonna actually be like. It changes. So like it was not supposed to rain at all today, and it did. So yeah, I will check with you guys later. Hey guys, I probably look like crap. I'm tired. So I went to the movies last night. We went to see Everything Everywhere All at Once. Now, to start, I have not been to a movie theater in like over a decade. Like I have no idea. I haven't even watched a movie like at home or anything in years. So I was like, wow. It's just the whole like getting a ticket from like the touchscreen. So like in the theaters, I have like the cozy little like cushy black these seats that like they extend out for your feet, and like I'm like, oh my god, like this is like so fancy. And it's probably not. It's probably like the lowest budget kind of theater. And like wow, like I just have not experienced that. And the movie was like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something. Now this movie won the Oscar for the best picture. There is no way. I don't even know. Everyone in the theater just walked out like, what just happened? The movie was so weird. I recently read an article from like Vox or one of those outlets, and they were saying how like movies nowadays are all just, it's all the action kind of like superhero like that kind of stuff. And like this movie was like that. It was all action. It was so drawn out. They were trying to be funny, and it was just so ridiculous that it was just like, what is going on? I had no idea that's what the movie was about. And like, honestly, like, don't waste your time seeing it. It was not good whatsoever. Now, I'm definitely, like, I'm not a big fan of movies, okay? But I also, obviously, like, I would like more of like a drama, like a thriller, like something based on like a real life thing, or horror, scary, like really scary, like psychological thrillers, like actual scary stuff, not like the gory slashers. But wow, I was not impressed. That was a struggle to get through. It did not deserve the award at all. So I didn't get home until like 9:30, and then yeah, I did fall asleep pretty good, so that was nice. And then I've been working on my resume and trying to like make it. I've applied to things, you know, just out of frustration, and I'm trying to like add some of my fitness stuff in there now, like with the certifications that I have. And I just don't know. I'm so confused on what I really want to do. And I need to make a video about that, just what it's like to be self-employed and also unemployed and like semi-retired and like on sabbatical. Yeah. But tomorrow I think I'm gonna go to the beach. I think it'll be decent enough, like warm enough to do it. And then I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do the rest of the weekend. I have a lot of cooking to do. I went grocery shopping yesterday, and I got, so one of my favorite like little farmers markets places, they had so many sales. Like they have like a flower pot, and they usually have sales on like stuff that's probably like on its last legs, but they had like snap peas, okra, all this stuff that I have so much stuff that I need to air fry right now. And I always use my little tiny Go Wise air fryer, but I have larger ones now that I've been sent, but I don't know, I like that one. And so it takes a while to do batches of this, and I just need to air fry a bunch of stuff. Prep a few other food things. I'd rather just get it done now before like the weekend stuff, so probably gonna go do that right now, and then I'll probably just take a shower, eat dinner, and I don't know, but I feel kind of lazy today, so I like laid down and tried to take a nap, but I couldn't really do that. And then I just spoke to my CPA finally about my taxes, so she's gonna start with that, which is good. But yeah, I mean, nothing else really interesting. Like I need to get more comfortable taking the vlogging camera out with me, and I don't know, I feel weird about it. And I try to take stuff on my phone, but then whenever I film on my phone, I'm holding it vertically, so I'm like, yeah. And then I have to remember that I have to edit this vlog, so that's another thing I have to do. But besides that, yeah, I'm trying to start to get ahead and edit some photos and stuff for like blog posts, but yeah. So I'll check with you guys later if I do anything or if anything else comes up. But otherwise, I will try to film some stuff on my phone horizontally tomorrow when I go to the beach. And I will check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so I probably just inserted beach footage. So I just came back from the beach. It's Friday. It was a beautiful day. It was really windy and like cold in the beginning, but then once the breeze cooled down and if there was ever like a passing cloud over the sun, it got kind of cold. But then it warmed up, and there was like a huge cliff. There was like the sand was like, we were up here and the beach was like down here. So I didn't go into the water because I'm sure I wouldn't be able to get back up. I don't know, like it was like as tall as me, this cliff. So I went like right to the edge. And then of course I forgot, like it's spring break. So by like 12 o'clock, 12:30, and then 1 o'clock, I left. I stayed there for a really long time, longer than I normally do, like an extra hour. And yeah, by like 1:30, I mean, it was packed. And a lot of the young college kids. And then I heard like a lot of them were saying, oh yeah, we're driving back late this weekend and stuff. But this big group of boys sat like right behind me, and they were playing. All of a sudden I was like, I heard the like radio stereo come on. I'm like, oh no, because I just wanted to fall asleep. I was so tired today, and they're playing like country music. Thank God they didn't have it too loud. Like it was okay. Eventually it was kind of like drowned out, but I mean they're right behind me, but at least it wasn't like some terrible like hip hop pop stuff. Like I just whatever. But it was weird that they were like right there directly behind me. But I would just have like my face covered with this like cover up, and then my sunglasses on and stuff just to cover my eyes and to cover my ears so sand doesn't blow in. But the sand was pretty strong when I first like did it, when I first laid down, and like I had sand like coating my lips and stuff. It was crazy. But yeah, so I just drove back and it's like 2 o'clock. I'm gonna take a shower. And then I probably am just gonna like do boring stuff, maybe do some of my nutrition course later tonight and plan what I possibly am gonna do tomorrow. And I forgot, it's St. Patrick's Day today. But yeah, I honestly don't know what I'm doing tomorrow yet. So yeah, I will keep you updated. I may film tomorrow or I may just end it here. This is pretty boring, so I probably should, whatever I do tomorrow, I'll probably add it in. But yeah, I will keep you guys updated on what I decide to do. I just want to like wrap up this video. So I just went to, I don't even know how to pronounce it. I will have it on the screen and I will show you footage either before or after this clip. But I went to like a wetland, like nature preserve, and walked around, and it was amazing. Like if you, next time I'll have to like bring one of my like good cameras and take photos, because that's what like everyone was doing with like their nature photography. So you can get some really awesome shots there, and it was really nice. It was a free one, so you just park and you just walk around this big loop, and that was just really nice because it's such a beautiful day out. So just a nice leisurely walk, and it was mostly like a bunch of like older people and stuff, not a lot of kids, like 1 or 2, which was good. And now I'm home, and yeah, I think it's gonna be a nice relaxing night. I don't know if I'm gonna do anything else this weekend, so I'm just going to wrap up this video here. I absolutely love sitting in my car. Let me know if you guys do that too. Like when I come home, I usually just sit in my car for a little bit. And of course in Florida, it's a little bit harder to do because it gets so hot. Like right now, I just turned my car off and it's boiling in here. But like on those like 1 or 2 frigid days around like Christmas time, you can sit in your car longer. But I love sitting in my car, and I wish I could do more like car sit down talk videos, but it's just so hot. And yeah, you can have your car on, but I'd rather not waste gas. So yeah. I will see you guys next week, and I may have like more of a sit down kind of video instead of just a weekly vlog, but we'll see. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys back here next week.